Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Popcorn Reviews. I'm Farhad. If you're new to this channel, then please smash that subscribe button now. We are just 22 subscribers away from the 1k mark, so please subscribe to the channel. And the film that I'm going to be reviewing today is the Malayalam film Kumari, which is recommended by one of my regular subscribers, Manjunath. So, Manjunath, thank you so much for recommending. I must admit, I knew very little. In fact, I hadn't even heard about the film, and you can call it my ignorance or something. But I had not heard about the film until the recommendation came along, and I started reading about the film. Of what it is and what genre it is, and I got to know that it is the folklore genre. Something that we did see in the film Tumbbad, the Hindi film Tumbbad. So I feel that India is a land of stories, and there are so many stories that are deeply rooted in its folklore, and that remains largely untapped. It is an untapped genre. If you remember, even if when we were young, and our grandmother used to tell us tales, or our mother used to tell us tales, those somewhere it was related to the folklore, the king and queens, all of that. It was a folklore in many ways. So this, I feel that I was always fascinated as to when that would transform on the silver screen. And it still remains, as I said, a largely untapped genre. Except for Tumbbad and a few others, you haven't watched many films on this. So when Kumari came along, the recommendation, I was excited because it was, after all, a Malayalam film, and again it is venturing into that space that I would ideally enjoy from any cinema. And so then, how is Kumari? So Kumari is one of those films that I feel personally that you should just go in with a clean slate. You should not, think too much about the film, and this is because it will catch you by surprise in a way, because the genre is so untapped. And it's always fascinating listening to a story, so to say. So I think that was one perspective, that you just need to go in with a clean slate without knowing too much about the film. The screenplay here, standing at 140 minutes, I felt made for a compelling watch. Most definitely did. The drama, opens to one of the best openings, I think, of the year. The first 20 minutes were absolutely fascinating. The manner in which there's a voiceover, of a grandmother telling a story to a grandchild, a granddaughter, and that I felt set the ball rolling perfectly. It was a perfect setting. It had the right kind of ingredients. The world building was good. I was into the film. The first 20 minutes, absolutely sold. This was probably the best opening that I've seen this year for any film. The first 20 minutes, and slowly, you are introduced to the protagonist, and the world building that follows. I think that was again fascinating. Yes, it was slow paced, and I think that is what added texture to the drama. I think it was pretty fascinating, that the drama unfolding, not knowing where it is headed. There are a few, jump scares here and there, but more so the drama relies on the atmospherics here. The atmospherics was absolutely fascinating here. And so once you're introduced to the main characters, the story unfolding, there were million thoughts in my head, that is, which direction is this film going to go? And it actually made for a very compelling first half. Although some of the characters maybe were a little undercooked, a little underwritten, but taking nothing away from that, I think that was a fascinating first half, if there was ever one. The issue, though, started in the second half. I wouldn't say a very big issue, it is a slight stumble. It did not match up to the first half, the hype of the first half, the matching, the build up of the first half. The second half slightly stumbled. It just strayed away from its part. It became a little repetitive instead of getting, textured and complex. It just strayed slightly away from its path, from its main path. The twists and turns also are fairly predictable, but because the build up was so good, the first half build up was so good that some of the flaws are hidden in the second half. You do not overall say that second half is bad or a train wreck. Absolutely not, because of the first half, which had such a brilliant build up. The entire demigod angle, or the belief angle that was there, the psyche angle of one of the characters, which was terrifying. All that added to the atmospherics of the drama, which was, again, it carried on in a way in the second half that hid some of its flaws. uh, Coming to the final act that was there, the final act should have blown me. It should have absolutely taken me through the roof. It should have been a hair-raising experience, something that I did witness in the Kannada film Kantara. But here I felt that probably the makers ran out of budget. I'm not sure, but somehow the ending was a little rushed. It was abrupt, and it was slightly underwhelming. It could have been much more layered. The ending was slightly disappointing, but then taking nothing away from the journey, it was a good journey, and kudos to the writers for tying up all these ends perfectly. I felt at least the ends that were there, they were tied up. There was an effort made to tie up all the subplots and everything, except for the characters, which were slightly undercooked. I felt the journey was pretty good here as well. Coming to the technical aspects, I felt the dialogues were conversational, and they made for a cerebral and, I think, a brilliant impact. Through its dialogues, it was engaging, it was engrossing, and it made for a compelling watch. The dialogues, the music, and the BGM also managed to impress. Although I did feel that a couple of songs did stall the drama up to an extent. The unsung heroes of this film are the cinematography, the art design, and the color grading, which are absolutely world class. I cannot ask for more with these sort of technical aspects. I mean, they are absolutely fabulous. They added to the atmospherics, they added to the tension in the drama, and they made for a compelling watch. The director, Nirmal Sehdev, I think he did a pretty good job in weaving a folklore which was engaging for most parts, I would say, and it made for a definite compelling watch. Coming to the performances, I felt the performances, by everyone was excellent. I think Surbhi Lakshmi, she stood out. She's terrifying, and she definitely creates a stir. Shine Tom Chaco, I feel he's highly underrated as an actor, but he's such a versatile actor, and this role required a certain level of physicality also. So he did a pretty impressive job. Aishwarya Lakshmi is the life of the film, and she did a brilliant job here. Although I felt that in the final act, due to the writing, her acting was also restricted, but taking nothing away from her, I think she did a brilliant job as well. So overall, I feel that the film is a very good attempt. Kumari is a very good attempt at the folklore narration. It's simply because the folklore tales do not come, they do not come in as fast as they should. The genre is largely untapped, which is why I ended up liking it. Although there was a scope for improvement. It was not nearly as good as Tumbbad was, but still, taking nothing away, the attempt is what matters, and I really like the attempt. It was a compelling gothic folklore. So this film is streaming on Netflix. Let me know your thoughts on the same in the comment section below. Also, if you're liking the series and like the video, it helps, with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. It helps a small creator like me. We are anyway nearing the 1K mark. If you would also like to read my full review of Kumari on my site, Popcorn Reviews with a double S, the link of which is in the description box below. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd. Instagram, I'm nearing 1K followers as well, so leave a follow there as well, and you can be exposed to many other reviews that are on my site as well. So I'll see you again tomorrow with another video. You're going to see me a lot more often this week. So tomorrow is another video. So then until next time, thank you so much.